Is Connor McDavid sick?
He hasn't felt well for a few days, but hopefully feeling better.
And your goaltending, will you just keep riding the same guy who's been playing well?
You know what? He's played really well the last few games. We talked about it and decided to go back with him tonight. He was a big reason why we got points the other night, so might as well keep going with him.
One more on the lines. You'll just still have Nugent Hopkins with Connor. Will you go back to that line?
I didn't mind. I thought Leo's line, Enzo actually was pretty good there. Connor had the late goal on that line off a good forecheck, so we'll see how it goes.
Dave, you mentioned you hope. So is he a game time decision, McDavid, or do you expect him to play tonight?
No, I think he'll play. I'm hoping he'll play, but we'll see how it goes.
The Chase on Neal, both guys, they've been in Stanley Cup Finals. Chase on won it, big, heavy guys. You put that line together, and they were really the difference offensively. What have you liked from that trio?
You know what? They're veteran guys, a veteran-heavy line, and we're trying to build, kind of some depth into things. And you get a line like that, you get into hard games where they can have an impact. And they're three, pretty smart players. All three of them have touched special teams with us, but they play we're trying to get them to play a big, heavy, physical game and get pucks to the net. And they did that the other night, and they were rewarded for it. So, we're just trying some different things, but they've been all right.
So there's been some games recently where the shot clock's been tilted with the other team getting more of the shots. What are you actually seeing from the quality of scoring chances, and is it? There's
been a couple games where the shots have been abnormal, but the chances have been similar. Last game wasn't the case. There was too many chances with the shots. But there was a couple games, like the Winnipeg game was pretty tight here until the last 4 or 5 minutes, and they had, I think, 8 or 9 attempts with their goalie pulled on a power play there. So that one kind of got ramped up a little bit from situational stuff. But the last game was shots, chances, all out of whack. That will have to be way better tonight.
So do you think it's mental errors or just not being able to get the momentum back in a game? Where is it coming?
There's some. Last game, I thought we didn't check very well, and we didn't manage the puck very well. Which, when you do that, you spend too much time in your own end. You don't allow yourself to go to the offensive end and spend time down there. And if you don't check well enough, that usually ends up to shots and opportunities at your own net. And both those were big key factors last game.
I know you haven't you haven't been here just for the season. Connor has a history of always playing through injury, playing through sickness, but he's never the same player. No one is when they're playing with the flu. Do you ever consider just saying, take a couple games off, get well? Or is Connor at 70% better than whoever you put in there at 100%?
You know what? It really comes down, things like that, it comes down to Connor and it comes down to the doctors. There's times when the doctors just say, hey, it's better for the long run here if he doesn't play. But players usually come in and say, hey, I'm going to play. I mean, that's the players have that mentality in them all the time. So we'll just see how it goes. We're not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize them for moving forward. But most of the time, players want to play.
Dave, Mike Smith's played a lot since the calendar flipped, but Mikko's been outstanding lately. Is it fair to say that when Mikko's back is against the wall a little bit, that's when his best game comes out?
I don't know. I mean, as a coach, you expect them to play well all the time. I mean, you always have confidence in the guy. Sometimes goaltenders, they get on a roll a little bit. They just get in there and they feel good. They're not thinking a lot. They just play, and they play well. So from our perspective, you're just trying to make sure you're maximizing each guy. And when a guy does get on a bit of a roll, you let him run with it a little bit. So we feel really fortunate. Like right now, I feel like our team needs 2 guys playing well, and if we had to put all this on one guy, just with the scheduling and the intensity of games, you'd see a guy get tired. Right now, we have the luxury of 2 guys playing well, and when a guy plays like he did last game, he deserves another opportunity tonight.
Dave, so it's March 9th here, and you guys are battling a team for first place in the division, very crucial game. When you sat on the same podium here in June, when you came on, did you see this in this group? Is this Would you have believed that you could be here at this point?
Well, you always, I think you can do that, but back then I still figuring out what we had. You know players, you know the top players, but you don't know where all the parts fit yet. So I think Kenny said it best. We wanted to get into March and play real meaningful games, and I think we've got ourselves in that position now. And if you would have said to me, is it first place, is it whatever, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was trying to think about having a competitive team and earn the right to be a playoff team. And that's where we are right now. And I liked it, the fact that we're in a game tonight where you're battling a team for a top spot. Our guys should be excited about that.
Dave, how much, I don't know how you could put a percentage on it, but the Oilers' penalty kill has struggled for many years. Obviously, this year it's been really good. Your power plays might be at 30% when it's all said and done. The special team, how much of it is it on the players? How much would you credit your coaching staff to finding systems that work for the guys you have?
Well, I think you got to have a structure, and your players have to believe in it. But ultimately, it's the players that get the job done. Like you can draw stuff on a whiteboard, but it's when you got a guy lay in front of a shot to block a shot out there, those aren't whiteboard things. Those are things that have to get done. So it's the players. The players are the ones that have to execute it. Our power play has been really good, and it's there's some good structure in place, but ultimately you have good players that make good plays. Like there's as much. Gully's got a saying. He goes, we've got some structure, but let's play road hockey after that. We've got some pretty good road hockey players. So, and Jimmy Playfair has done a great job with the PK. Just got a real structure, and our guys have bought into taking real ownership of making sure that's a key part of our game that's in place. Our goaltenders have been excellent, which is always your penalty kill has to have good goaltending. The save percentage on the PK is really strong. So we've got a good plan, and our players have played hard to make sure we got the job done.
And 5-on-5 defensively, are you seeing growth in your over 5-on-5 game? Do you like it? What are the areas that you want to see improved down the stretch?
I'd like to see us give up less quality chances, and some of that is just getting the job done, checking-wise. Like we've been, last game there was too many opportunities where we didn't check quick enough and hard enough. And some of that you can, when you watch your team play, there's when you see some fatigue in your team, those are the things that come into play. You don't anticipate as quick. That battle is just not quite hard enough. And so that's where we're going to need to be better tonight if we have a chance to win. All right, thanks.